Cllr George Evans, please.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. My question is to the Executive Member for Children's Services. It's recently come to light that the project to build 2 new Special Educational Needs and Disabilities SEND schools on Barkham Ride has encountered delays. Given the increasing demand for SEND provision in Wokingham, these schools are essential for supporting children and families who rely on special educational services. Can the Executive Member please provide a comprehensive update on the current status of this project, outlining the reasons for the delay, any steps the Council is taking to mitigate these setbacks, and an updated timeline?
Thank you for your question. So, the Council is committed to ensuring that the 2 new special schools are delivered as soon as possible, as we recognise that existing challenges around the need to increase local specialist provision for our children and young people. We are currently working with the Department of Education to understand timelines for delivery of the 2 new special free schools, and we are actively working to identify mitigation activity in the event that the DfE's delivery of the schools is not within their initially projected timeline. This work is currently in progress and it can be shared when finalised.
George, do you have a supplementary?
Yes, I do. Thank you for that response. Of course, it's concerning that there isn't a timeline at the moment. Councillor Barley and I recently visited Addington School, where we saw the outstanding education and support provided to children with special educational needs. However, the school is clearly at full capacity, which is concerning given the rising demand. I welcome the funding from the previous government for the new SEND schools, but I'm worried this project may face a changing completion date, like the Bow Hunt sixth form. Given the Council's £34.6 million dedicated school grants deficit, which is an unsustainable in-year deficit of £15 million, can you advise me what the business case says the value for these new schools will reduce the annual deficit, and what the costs are for each year this project is delayed?
Not off the top of my head, you will not be surprised to know. That work is being done at the moment. We did an initial calculation when the previous government suggested that it might not be able to deliver in 2026. We did a calculation for the what would be the implications of a 1-year delay. We are working on paperwork to submit to the DfE to explain what the impact would be. We are also actively looking at what mitigation we could put in place to provide local provision in the absence of those schools after 2026. We just don't know what the DfE are going to do, but I'm sure that when those calculations are complete, they can be shared, but I imagine they will have to be not shared widely with the public. For reasons you can understand, they're internal things that can affect the finances of other organisations, so they wouldn't be probably disclosable. But at the moment, we just don't have the information. We are trying everything we can do to get a timeline out of the DfE.